Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns. You're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role playing games with friends. This is part of Star Wars Saturdays, which is an ongoing anthology campaign of tabletop role playing games where every month I choose a different RPG system that is in Star Wars, and then reshape things or reshape it, or in this case, not do much at all. And all of a sudden, it's in Star Wars. So we tell a little story set in the Star Wars universe. The timeline, for those who care, is after Palpatine has been killed, the Death Star 2 is destroyed, and the New Republic is trying to free the galaxy from the clutches of the Empire, but there are still Imperial remnants. So think of it as somewhere between Mandalorian and the end of Return of the Jedi. You're pretty close. We are playing a game called Plutonian Shore, which is from Cloven Games. Don't ask me where you can get it because it's currently in playtest, and I'm not sure if or when it will go up on the itch store for Cloven. But I'm not the person to ask, friends. It is a game that is about scoundrels on spaceships, and it is a natural fit for Star Wars. Really having a good time. This is the fourth and final session of it that we have had on the Gauntlet calendar. ... And luckily, we have the whole crew here for this session. Very happy. Welcome back, Greg. Happy to have you. Before I turn it over for folks to remind us of their characters, let me remind you that we do have some safety tools in place. We have lines against a large number of things that everyone has agreed to, as well as veils on a few things and some ask first items as well. And if anybody needs to make any updates based on wherever your head's at, please do. But do shoot me a quick note so that I go back and look at it. But I've taken a look now. And then on top of that safety tool, we have the X card, which you can utilize at any time to make sure that you're continuing to have a good time. So with all of that out of the way, let's go from left to right on the character keeper, which means Alexi, you get to lead it off. Introduce yourself and tell us about your character.
Hey, yeah, so I am Alexi Sargent, he, him. You can follow all of my gaming endeavors online at Cloven Pine Games. It's super cool to be getting to be a player for Plutonian Shore. I'm excited about how the game's been developing. If you are interested, definitely check out Cloven Pine Games on itch.io, and there's a link in the Cloven Pine Games, just general description, to a place where you can sign up for updates on Plutonian Shore. Because yes, it's still in playtesting, but I am definitely loving that people are excited about it, and I am happy to keep you in the loop. The character I'm playing here is Zyrus Drant the Fallen. He is a human former Mandalorian foundling bounty hunter. He's left behind his Beskar helmet and the way, and he is trying to figure out a new way of being here aboard the Belden Might. He's the enforcer, the medic, and a bit of a loose cannon amidst this crew.
Loose cannon indeed. Thank you so much, Alexi. Next up is Greg.
Hey everyone, I'm Greg Gelder. I go by Group Soliloquy most everywhere online. And I am playing Pack Crouch, who is the captain of the Belden Might, but got left behind last time. Left at the Besh mining colony. Pack used to have a Porg truck. He's an ex-ISB agent. He's also a Gran, which is the alien in Star Wars with the 3-eye tentacles. He's a chef and a captain. Yeah, probably feeling a bit, I don't know. I think he might be getting a little tension with him because they did leave him behind, but he kind of waved them on because there was just no other way to do it. So
it's true. It's true. I think that the player waved them on way more than the character, perhaps. But yeah, regardless, you've been left behind. Next up is Keith.
Hello, Keith Stetson, he, him pronouns, gamer, educator, and designer. If you want to find any of the stuff that I have done, Human Hand and Brain, will get you there. I am playing Sathron Gov, the wide-eyed youth who is the last hope of the solar system, had stowed away on the Beldenmite, and since then has really learned a lot about themselves and the galaxy, and kyber crystals, and soon to be lightsabers, and is making fast friends with a lot of droids for some particular reason. I don't know why, even as a player, that's happened, but the droids become a big part of Sath's life, and they're convinced that they're going to be the one to take down the warlord, although there is a bit of a prophecy, a vision, that they'll be crossing lightsaber blades with this Sith that's on our tail, and only one of them will survive. So we'll see if that does indeed come to pass, and who will be on the victorious side of that.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you, Keith. And last but certainly not least is Kai.
Hi, I'm Kai. You can find me online with the moniker Kai the Gamer. My pronouns are they, them. I'm playing Orana, a pilot, a former Imperial TIE fighter pilot who has always been in rebellion to her family in some form or fashion. And now finds herself in bed with the rebellion in an attempt to uplift the miners of Prac, where we were a few sessions ago. And as of this moment, she's acting captain, and she's directing everyone to certain stations to get our gravity back online when what sounds like a pirate has decided to hail us down as we come out of hyperspace.
Indeed. So we start off this session not picking up from the crazy cliffhanger that we ended upon, but instead we pick up with the face of a medical droid. And for a moment, of course, you think, oh, this must be Tui. Except that the background behind this B1 medical droid is very different. And the droid's voice is deeper. It is a little discordant, less human sounding, less whiny, maybe than Tui. And we just had that brief flash of, whoa, medical droid, are we on the ship? No, we're not on the ship. There's different background. And then very quickly, a pair of folks in coveralls carry in a charred and still smoking body, lay it upon a gurney of some kind. And the B1 droid dispassionately lists out the various injuries to this person, and the camera focuses in on a one eye functioning Dalma Cool, the Sith blood, as he says, "Fix it. Fix everything. I don't care." And then we see the med droid hand shifts a little bit, and there's a little electroid thing, and we hear some screams as Dalma Cool goes under the electric and vibro knife. So we jump to Pat Creerch, who is left behind on a wonderful, almost like a tourist spot, really. Golfing's good. You can hit 6,000-7,000 yards because of the gravity. The mining outpost of Prac, definitely a place that people want to go and retire. You got left behind by your crew. When we pick up with and catch up with Pratt Creerch, what do we see, and how are you going to catch up to your crew?
I think we see Pack is in the pilot seat of a small ship. It's very boxy ship, and there's this star map. It's probably that little glowy floating hologram kind of thing And there's like little lines that are going through the sector of Zinja's empire towards him, and he's doing all of the calculations and moving all the things, and really wishing Orana was here to do it, because Pack is not a pilot. But he's leaving behind this. Pack is leaving Prack.
I didn't even realize that until just now.
Yeah, Pack is leaving Prack and is absconding with this Besh mining vessel. I don't know if he's told the miners that he's taking it.
Oh man, because I was thinking, like, is Felon along with you because she knows Zyrus?
Everybody
Oh.
knows Cyrus.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, that's a good question. Felon is the
She's the Chiss miner and the union rep on Prack who used to be a bounty hunter.
right, and knew about New Zyrus, right?
Mhm.
Ooh,
Up to you. Totally up to you.
I don't know. Shouldn't she be staying behind to
I mean, she should
to
be,
run
but,
this mine?
that's true. They are, but then she's been told that they're going to be free, and nobody's come back about that. That's cool. Yeah. I think so. I think maybe she stays behind. That works. It's all
I don't know.
bad.
It is
It's all bad
interesting
all
if
the
she comes
time.
with. Yeah, I know. I think it'd be cool to have her be my co-pilot. I think Pack might be a little bit unsteady about the whole flying thing.
Yeah, I think Fellow will say something along the lines of, Orana said that the whole indenture thing was over, and all we get is a communique from New Republic.
I don't know what I don't know if Orana's been able to pull the strings. I doing something like that, it's going to take some time.
Well, you want to get back to your crew. I want to make sure that this actually happens. Let's go. And then it's like,
Push those levels, the levers forward. Ooh, yeah. And
sweet. I love it. I love that a lot. And I think, do we wanna do the thing? What was it's the Belden might move, ship move of go out into the cold.
Oh wow, does that yeah.
For a non
Funny hit, yeah.
ship.
Now I think this is my inkling, because there's not really rules for other ships. That other ships are either a 0 across the board.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or a -1 across the board.
I mean, a zero across the board means that most ships are better than the Belden mine, or equal to.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
I do get a third die though, because going out into the cold is what a cook is good at.
Oh, that's true. Let's have you do it. I want to see how this goes.
All right.
And then we're going to pick up with the rest of the crew.
That is a 9.
A 9er. On 7 to 9, someone voices long simmering feelings, and life aboard gets more complicated. On a miss, something okay. So, who voices long simmering feelings? Ooh. Do you see Pack having long simmering feelings?
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think what Pack could confess to Phelan that would complicate it when they actually got to the Belden Might.
Something Zyrus related, given that connection, or?
Oh, Felon's got a thing that she's going to do. That she's got to talk about. So I could have that moment to give you a moment to think. Pack.
Yeah. What does Phelan let off
I
steam
think there's
about?
a point where you guys have plotted in hyperspace coordinates. You zip all the way, and if I remember when we were talking about this pre-record, like you have some kind of tracking beacon on the ship, so you're not
Yeah.
going to go back to the orchard and then you're headed straight to.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're headed straight to, and I think at one point, Felon will kind of sit down. And I imagine big ship, right? So it's not a cockpit; it's like a bridge. So she collapses into a chair next to you and says, "You know, Cyrus turning on me only hurt so much because I'd started to care about him."
Cyrus, really?
Yeah, I know. Stupid, right? And then to see him out of nowhere, I was so mad. And he helped us anyway. Maybe I misjudged him. Do you think I'm a fool?
No. I think I'm the fool for letting that Sath kid stay on the ship. I had a bad feeling, but I thought maybe I could shape them. Maybe I could guide them in the right direction, but they wouldn't be the first. Wouldn't be the first kid that I took under my wing and they ended up doomed. Sorry, I made that about me.
No.
Here's this other spiced pork. I found this one in the freezer.
And I think we cut there. Like there's a moment where you feel like, oh, fella's gonna ask for more information, but we cut away. There maybe is further sharing that makes it even more awkward. Pwah, pwah, pwah. Now we come in and we see a pic of Tui. Yes, no, this is our medical droid, as Tui says.
Sirs, ma'ams, I believe we're all going to die. Can anyone perhaps stop the space pirates?
And I think, Orana, you overhear that as you are floating somewhere, or perhaps already have attached yourself to a part of the ship so you can move around.
Yeah. So based off of the picture of the ship in the rule book, it looks like there are several heretofore unused missile silos on the front of the ship. And I think that maybe Arana's biggest goal right now is to get tracking back online so that she could get a missile lock and then talk to these people again and see what they have to say about us letting them come on board. I think I need to patch something up.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay. Let me take a look here. It's a basic move. And it is warm. Okay. And my worm is a 2. So I will go to the roll with me. I will add 2. Whoops, that was just a 2. Let's do this again. There we go. I got a 9.
Cool.
So it takes a sacrifice. Huh. Does the ship have any conditions right now? It does.
Spooked.
It's spooked.
Yeah, spooked. She got spooked when you guys
So
got hit. Yeah.
according to the rules, I get to unmark that. And I don't have any conditions right now. Sacrifice. I don't know what I could sacrifice at this point.
So you're trying to get the tracking online?
That was my idea. My harebrained idea.
I mean, I feel like you could do, yes, I'm able to do that, but I had to scavenge connections from some other part of the ship or something. So like you got that working, but now
And
To get the artificial gravity on until we get back to a
I
space.
think the artificial gravity already failed, I believe.
Right. But the
Um,
question
I-
is like,
Yeah.
could we be making the choice of like, okay, we can fix one thing, but we're not going to be able to fix that till we have access to more materials. That's just a pitch though. What were you thinking, Greg?
I was thinking possibly the comm system because a strange craft is about to also come out of hyperspace near you. And that would be interesting if you weren't sure who that was until they boarded.
Okay, I like Greg's idea best. So I would
be very
like to
dramatic.
sacrifice comms for targeting. Well, no, but the entire point was to be able to talk to them and tell them.
Oh,
to
true.
stand down.
Or the floating. I like the floating.
Yeah. I think I'll go with Alexi's idea and just say like there is no repairing the artificial gravity, not with the tools that we have. Once I rip out these cables here and reconnect them for something else.
Oh God, yes. Oh, that's delightful. I really dig that. I think there's the moment of like,
there's a lot of indecision on Arana's face, like questioning. Am I making the right choices here?
Captain Orana, if you remove those wires, you will be unable to repair the artificial gravity for the ship. I have magnetic feet, so I'm not worried. You should proceed.
So she's pushing the sweat off of her brow. There's grease, streaking up, and her hair just doesn't want to stay where it's supposed to anymore.
That's just the gravity bomb was back online.
And so she just silently does it, and she connects the cables, and Zyrus sees some like numbers pop up that are going to indicate permanent failure or whatever, like code 00. And she tries to get back to comms as quickly as possible. And she reaches out and she says, we are not indefensible. We have you locked. Are you sure you want to board our ship? And I guess I'm throwing my weight around. I don't know.
ooh, nice. Meanwhile, for Sath and Zyrus, as Orana tries to cow Black Alice as she identified herself, Sath and Zyrus, you guys hear like a clunk on the side near the airlock, like something has kind of magnetized itself to your airlock. Zyrus, what are you doing?
Cursing under my breath, and then I turn to Sath. Looks like we've already got company. I best can try talking them down, but best to be ready in case that goes sideways. You have a weapon with you?
No, I mean parts of one, but not yet.
No time for that. Here, and I hand you a blaster.
Parts all floating.
Come on. And I'm guessing since like 0G isn't usually a thing, we don't have any mitigation strategy. Like there's no magnetic boots like in the Expanse or anything. Tui's got something, but the rest
I
of us are
imagine
just
that
posed.
there's a lot of handholds though. Like
Yeah,
you-
we're like,
Yeah.
I'm picturing
Yeah.
Zyrus is like grabbing on, like,
Mhm.
you know, clambering hand over hand to move along the, you know, the walls of the ship.
But it's a serious inconvenience. It's not just like
Oh yeah.
color. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
you,
Oh, so I like just like push the blaster through you know the anti-gravity towards you, so it's just like floating along for you
There's some
to
bobbling trying to
yeah.
get a hold of it. You and TA
Nice.
are gonna have to.
Kid, watch the trigger.
Not that bad. Not yet. Anyway, we'll see when the rolls start.
Sweet. Good. So you guys are getting ready for a unwelcome
Yeah.
visitor.
The hope is to
And-
get into position that, you know, so we could get the drop on anyone, you know, trying to come in uninvited.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, Arana. I really feel like you got a -1 forward on this because Black Alice gotta feel like she's got an upper hand here. She can sniff out when somebody's, but maybe you can throw some weight around here. So you're rolling plus tough, which is already a -1. I just said a -1. Oh my goodness, why did I do this? I'm so cruel and unusual with this punishment. Let's see how it goes.
Okay, here we go.
Wow, you rolled a 3. -2 is a 1. Hey, by the way, I think that you, since you are trying your best to fix her up, you already have trust with Beldemite. Actually, you get a second trust, right? Isn't that how it would go? Second trust? Yeah.
Yeah. If it's a significant interaction with the ship, you make the call.
Okay. Yeah. So you got the might going, and you get to go ahead and have a second trust. You roll to try to bluster your way with Black Alice, saying, you know, are you sure you want to do this? We've got weapons. Black Alice chuckles for a bit. She says, listen here, Besh. I appreciate your self-confidence. I'll keep that in mind and use it when I sell you as a slave. Click. And you see sparks. This is cutting to Sath and Zyrus. You see sparks shut through as they're starting to try to cut open the airlock. Sath, you have your blaster ready? What do you want to do?
How ready could it be? I don't know. So I don't know how much blasting I can do before they're in, but once they're in, then that's another whole nother level of issues. You know what? I'm gonna look to my future sidekick and best buddy, TA, given their tactical experience, and see if there's any suggestions coming from that end.
My recommendation is that we offer no violent response and hide all of the smuggled valuables.
I mean, that sounds like way more likely something I could do. So I'm not against that plan. How well hidden would we have had stuff anyway? Like,
I imagine it's pretty well hidden because it is an Imperial controlled world. You're going to Yavin 4, which is right smack dab in the middle of Zinj's empire. So you probably have got stuff pretty well secured.
given
You
what we're
could
doing.
play the like, we don't have much to take, kind of like, sure, you've mugged me. Here's my wallet. It's got no money in it.
Although, did we all just hear Black Alice say she was going to sell Orana as a slave? Because that would,
Oh, that's true. That probably would have changed your
Like,
mental
you
arithmetic.
can take
on
our
that.
cargo if you want, but you're not getting Orana.
Exactly.
If I have to use my bodyguard move, it's happening.
Oh, that's hot. I love it.
So
We haven't done our
Follow.
smuggling move yet, though. to determine how hidden the stuff actually is.
I guess, yeah, when would that make
I mean,
sense to do?
that makes sense if they're actively looking for it and we're
Okay.
trying to hide it. So we might not get to that if we're fighting them off. So but I'm
if we're thinking playtest brain, like the Imperials are probably going to you're going to have to smuggle past them anyway.
Mhm.
So don't feel like you have to trigger that move if it doesn't feel appropriate.
So I think TA is offering the, better part of restraint kind of argument here. But if I just start, we're gonna kidnap your pilot and sell her off, like I've also got a little something to prove, I think, with Orana kind of saying, what was it, member of this crew, or I forget what the exact phraseology was, but definitely othering Seth out of the crew family. So it's like, I got to get in good. So I think, that's what it is. So they've cut open a little bit, right?
They just started.
Yeah, just a tiny bit, but just enough that if you line up the shot, you could shoot your blaster through that hole and get the guy that's trying to cut open the rest of the airlock. It's an impossible shot, no doubt.
No regular person can make the shot.
Regular person. It's just like shooting wombrats, Rich. Let's
Oh
roll
goodness.
plus strange on this thing. See what happens.
It's bananas.
We may get the bouncing around blaster shot in the inside of our cargo bay here.
You do have a strange of 3, so
I know.
see.
Okay, all right, in the middle. That's
Okay, so
not
on a mixed
fantastic for
result,
me.
it's a major drain. You lose 2 edge. Wow. What does that look like when you shoot and maybe kill the guy on the other side who's trying to get in?
So I've still got TA kind of going in my ear, like, I recommend we offer no organized resistance, that and just like visibly shaking and looking and like not even turning away from TA, but just like perfect form, squeezing off, not jerking the trigger, but just look, and it just goes through, and like I think it rips through this guy's suit, right? Because he must have a suit on, some kind of
Yeah, the way and just to help, larger ship has effectively like an umbilical tunnel in a way. This guy comes in, it affixes, he's going to cut around your door, step in with dudes with guns and pacify the crew.
So that would have to be pressurized then, the umbilical, I would
Yes.
imagine. Yeah. So okay. I was thinking of like there's a little puff of gas escaping from his suit. But
well, it does set off a chain reaction.
yeah. Oh, so I think what happens is it hits the guy who's got this like plasma cutter and who then gets thrown off. It's not a fatal wound, but it is in like the arm that he was using, and he ends up plasma cutting through his own tunnel as he gets jerked back, exposing.
This is so Anakin on the droid control ship. I love it.
Exposing himself and us to all sorts of dangers, but on the plus side, not getting in.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So he like plasma cuts the umbilical, and one of the thugs that are like right there in the tunnel ready to charge in sees this, and he's like, oh no. And they turn, and then woo, there's an explosion from the sudden pressure, loss of pressure as everything gets kind of yanked through. The umbilical warps apart, and yeah. The good news is that Black Ops has done this before, so she's closed off her airlock. It does not suck out all the air and depressurize the entire pirate ship, but she just lost her boarding car party. Good news. Good news. Cool. And yeah, so that happens, and the pirate ship is going to like move away from being kind of side to side, right? And now it's moving around to potentially target you guys when a real big freighter comes out of hyperspace. Pack, you and Felon, after sharing your stories about Xyrus and Sath, you come out of hyperspace, and when you do, oh my god, yeah, it's totally that. That looks like a really ugly version of the cool like space yacht that Dryden had in the Solo movie. I'll shut up. I'm super nerdy. I just got excited. Anyway, back you come out of hyperspace, you see not only the lovely Belden Might, but you also see a ship that, I mean, it kind of looks like a bird of prey to a degree, except it's totally not. We filed off all the serial numbers. There's no way that you could get us in trouble for that, but it definitely has that kind of wings that come forward, the look of a falcon in flight. Not a Millennium Falcon, but more like, just shut up. It's a big ship. It's a gunship. What do you do, Pac, when you come out of hyperspace in your lovely CEC Y8 mining vessel? It's not even called a ship. It's just a vessel.
So I'll hail the Belden Might. Orana.
Pack?
What's going on? What's that other ship?
So like your screen's going to show like all of this missile lock stuff going on as Orana's desperately trying to. We're being boarded. Pirates. Some sort of, I don't know, Black Alice. Oh wait. Question. Do you know Black Alice?
Cyrus might, but I don't have that move.
Yeah. But anyway, later on. So yeah, that's what she said, like Black Alice.
And the ship opens fire, and you guys get to take fire. So I don't see a ship under fire move. And
well, let me give you an opportunity then,
okay,
Rich. So
I appreciate that. I will have
my
take
thought was, if pirates are boarding my ship, and I've got a mining vessel chocked to the gills with kyber crystals.
Oh God.
I've got a solution to that problem. I'm gonna like swing the ship around, let loose the cargo container towards the Black Alice. But I wanted to check with Orana. Do you have engines? I don't remember. Does the Belden Might have engines right now?
We don't have a. Oh, okay.
I was just going to say you don't have gravity, but I do think you had.
Yeah.
Nothing
plotted. Where do you want me?
As far away as you can get. And so I'm going to use the Bunker Buster move. I think it fits here, which is I've hung onto some heavy armaments not meant for civilian use. Not maybe exactly it right, but I mean, a container full of kyber crystals.
I think, we'll squint and say that's absolutely appropriate.
Yeah. And I think the mist condition is perfect, where I destabilize the entire area and put my allies in grave risk. So here we go. That's plus.
Do I need to run first? Do you think I need to run like I stole something?
Well, I mean, evasive maneuvers technically, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Which one? Well, they're different. So which one?
Yeah, the Belden Might. I think you're taking evasive maneuvers rolling with the ship's savvy, but you as a pilot can add. I think you roll advantage.
Well, does our running away get rolled into the possible miss on a bunker buster?
Oh, yeah.
Like, is that we failed to run away or we did run away?
That makes more sense.
On a miss, you made a big dent, destabilized the entire area. Sure. Let's see how Bunker Buster works.
Okay. Sounds good. So rolling plus tough, which is 1. Buster into the chat. There we go. On a hit, my problems are in smithereens.
Oh, wow, that's a great time to roll a 10. That's awesome. The whole Sergeant family. Yeah, on a hit, your problems are in smithereens. I think that Black Alice, who I spent an inordinate amount of time searching for a pick for.
I love Black Alice.
She
Don't
looks
kill
so
her.
cool, right? But I think your problems are in smithereens.
Can we at least like save the bodies or what? Like save the people? Like I don't want to kill people with this character. Like if that's possible.
I think I mean I'm totally open to the Star Warsy, we have rendered Black Alice's ship non-movable. That's I'm totally fine with that. As a I don't think Pac really wants to, I think maybe it's a small container of kyber crystals. I mean, there's a lot of value there. And so
I don't know, man. It's like the more I think about this, I don't know. It's okay. All right. I want us to have fun, but
I would like
smithereens
mining
and
laser.
kyber crystals sound like a ship should be gone, but we could also...
Or there's a heavy mining laser. I'm okay with that. Reframing it as I used a heavy mining laser on the ship.
Okay.
Okay.
I could buy that a little bit more. It's like a searing laser that this mining vessel has that you use to kind of slice into the engines and maybe shear off one of the wings so that the ship is going to have problems maneuvering, and then Black Alice is going to break and limp away at this point.
I mean, she did lose her boarding tunnel and one of her, engine pylons.
Well, now she has, yeah. So it's time to go. She is not. It's too much for her fight. There we go.
Oh, Pac, you're a godsend.
Can we all hear the captain? Is this like
Yeah.
something?
Yeah,
Sure.
fine.
Captain, you're back.
Zyrus, I'm back. Yes, but I'm not alone.
Hey, Zyrus. You hear Felon's voice.
How's the mining colony?
Well, instead of Besh Tech renegotiating our contracts, a freaking New Republic representative showed up trying to get us to organize as a New Republic colony. So you judge that how you want.
It can be tricky dealing with that family.
Glad you are okay.
We couldn't have done it without you. We were seconds away from being boarded until something ripped apart the tunnel that was connected to us. The umbilical that was connected to us.
That was sad. You doing okay, kid? Like Zyrus at this point, notices how drained Seth looks.
Not doing okay. Kind of pale and in the corner, just like.
Might I remind you the odds of that ever happening again?
You've made it quite clear, TA. I understand. I won't do it again. And actually, Rich, let me ask you this, given that I could have trust or tension with the Force, does utilizing it for that shot do either of those things?
That is a great question. Thank you for the reminder that I should also be doing that. I think it's trust. You did it to defend your people, right? The intent was clear. And their intent was not good for the galaxy. So there we go.
Do I get a trust token with the Beldamite for defending it?
Oh, absolutely you do.
Well, then that gives me an idea.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, yay. Now you got to do all the This stuff, I'll just
I'll
You
take
got
it.
all trusts.
All trust.
all trust all the time. Everybody trusts the cap.
It's
You
funny
gotta
because
take a-
the sessions with the chief had all sorts of trust, and then when you weren't here last time, it was a tension festival.
Oh yeah, tension everywhere without the captain.
Well, in that with that in mind, I'm going to take Heart of the Crew. Spend trust with the crewmate to boost their roll as if you spent an edge, but give them +2 instead of +1.
Nice.
Oh, wow. Wow, nice.
I think at this point, if I've pulled up alongside the Belden Might and am coming through the airlock using the proper codes.
Yeah, all as the captain boards, all like, would I salute? Is that would that be a thing aboard this?
I was waiting to see if you were gonna say you salute, because I don't know.
What does a Mandalorian do? It's the
ex-Mandalorian. Yeah, I'll do like a firm shoulder grab and say, Captain, I'm glad you're back.
It's good to be back, Zyrus. You've been taking care of the Belden Might.
Well,
as I start to float.
as we to the anti-gravity. Been trying to keep it together. We took a job moving some things under the Empire's nose. Hopefully helping people on the other end.
I leave for less than a day, and we have rebel cargo in our ship. He lets out a laugh. Zyrus, nothing has changed. And then yeah, I think maybe the best part about this whole interaction is that Pack is ignoring Sath. Because Sath is there in the airlock too, right? And Pack is just like, good to be home, Zyrus, and doesn't even make eye contact with Sath. And Sath, I'll give you a tension token with me.
Pack, are you patching something up with Zyrus by assuring me that that all is well between us?
Ooh.
I do have a condition.
Yeah. I will patch things up. Let's see, what all do I have to do? A personal relationship. Yeah. Gosh, but you have to like, I just brought home, Phelan with that complicated relationship. Do I need to promise Zyrus something about Phelan? Like she's not a part of the crew now, or
Oh yeah. Like Zyrus like looks over and it's like, so what's the story there? Why'd she tag along?
Ooh. I just want to double check real quick. Kai, is the X an X card, or is that just what comes up on Zoom? Oh, you're muted.
You're on mute.
That's my Zoom thing.
Okay, I just want to double check. Okay.
There's a severe thunderstorm thing coming through, and I was just checking it out. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe Pack will like lean over to Zyrus and whisper in his ear, "Don't worry, just passenger, not crew."
All right.
Cool. So let's patch something up and see if that's enough.
Let's see.
It's plus warm, so that's a +2, right? Gosh, what did I have for warm? It's the only thing I'm good at. Yes.
Yeah.
2.
That's 9 or So make a spin an edge to get the 10 plus, but I don't know if you have to really.
Oh, I don't have the edge.
I'm up for the 7 to 9, especially if it's like,
Yeah, you scavenge parts. I need an honest answer,
Yeah.
or you need an honest answer.
That's like, she doesn't. She isn't still holding a grudge about the way that job ended.
This is the part where they made it awkward. There you go.
Yeah. I think Pack will. Oh gosh. I think Pack will look Zarus in the eye and go, I don't think she bears any ill will towards you. We'll have to see about Orana.
Cool. I think we cut to Arata and Felon coming into the cockpit and like grabbing a handhold and like launching herself to get right in Arana's face, like using the 0G to like grab Arana's lapels. How dare you? You made all those promises and then all you do is send a New Republic official to us? Some stupid ambassador with reams of data pads about setting up our own colony? We're trading one overseer for another. You actually gave us some hope.
So out of character, I guess I didn't know what the guy was offering when you said that the rebellion was going to help out.
Okay.
So that's fine. I need a second to roll with it.
No, I'm sorry. It's like they get freedom. It's just they're gonna have to, like, imagine you've been running this like small organization and someone comes in and says, I can help you guys like do all this stuff, but now you have to be a nonprofit organization, and there's all of this organization that happens and like, you know, red tape and everything. And during that transition period, everybody's going to be pissed off of like, no, we just did the thing. And no, now you need to have a board and you need to have like, you need to say what your purpose is and write a mission statement and all this other stuff. And also trying to come up with an excuse to throw Felon in the mix. Felon is on the raw edge of that.
Okay, sure.
Does that help?
Yeah.
Because you did the right thing. Arana still had a hard choice, but kind of did the right thing and got in bed with the New Republic, whether you love it or not, type deal.
Okay. All right.
Does that help?
Yeah. If I'd known a little bit more about it, I'd be prepared for this scene some more. Let's see.
Okay.
Listen, I can read the weather of my family better than anyone else. And if you wanted any sort of freedom, this was it. If you didn't want to be under the yoke of Besh ever again, I sent you the only solution.
Nice. Oh, that's really, really good.
But continue to get my face
Yeah.
about it.
I think turn on the charm there, right? Roll plus warm, see if she buys into the, yeah, no, this was the best thing for you approach that you're giving, or the best you could hope for.
Okay. I think, yep, the warm's a 2. Survey says got a 9.
This was for the best. A 9. Okay, cool. So with a 9 on turn on the charm, the opportunity is unstable or fleeting unless you mark a condition.
Okay. Yeah, I think I go chilly. Like all of my warmth just sort of bleeds out of the room. And, you know, she's like, you know, I sacrificed almost my entire position in my family for this. I saved you.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe you did. But if you didn't, you're still going to hear from me. And Funland's not going to fight anymore. That's like her backing down. That's her whole union rep backing down stance.
Sure. If I hadn't just marked chili, I might say something like, and I'll be there for you when you do. But I think that she just chokes on that.
Yeah, you're chilly.
Yeah.
I think Pack's gonna break the tension as maybe Felon is like leaving the cockpit area. Just to like squeeze by Pack, who's chewing on like a porg stick thing that he grabbed from the kitchen on the way up here. Oh, hi, Felon. Rana, I'm back. We're gonna get this bucket of bolts on a roll or not?
You are certainly the heart of this ship, Pack. Welcome back, Captain. I have to say I didn't I didn't bring it back to you the way I wanted to, and I owe you for this. I owe you for this mistake. But we have a job. So I guess we're flying tandem now? You're...
Oh, I was gonna leave the ship behind. It's a junker.
You're gonna leave a ship full of kyber crystals just sitting in pirate space?
It had that one good shot in it. It's gone.
Let's at least put up the kyber crystals.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's you got any cargo that we should bring on, or do we just leave it for the scavengers?
Ooh. I mean,
I don't know if Fella would be on board with that. She may say, listen.
Oh, true. Fella.
Maybe I just take this back, kind of. I think the orchard might give us some creds for these crystals. Seems like you guys are okay, right?
You know what you need to do, Felon. We need to keep flying.
Yeah. Okay. Cyrus, do you have a minute?
Sure.
So we cut to Felon as she's like crawling into a particular part of the engine room of this ancient mining vessel. They don't even call it a ship. And she hasn't explained what she's doing. She hasn't really talked as much as maybe you thought. It's almost like she's nervous, but she says, I know you've got this job, and the ship means a lot to you. It was unexpected when I saw you. I spent a lot of time hating you over the years for how things ended.
Yeah. Again, sorry about that.
And I didn't want to believe you when you said you're sorry, but then you went out of your way to help my people.
I don't like seeing decent folks ground under the heel of a family like the Beshes.
And then she makes this noise like, oh, I found it. And you hear a click as she yanks something, and the gravity starts to like lessen. You end up having to grab a handhold, and she leans back and kicks off of a piece of the engine to float over towards you. She's holding like a little, there's a couple wires out of it, and it looks like a little motherboard type thing.
What's that?
It's to thank you.
All right. He's
Just install the module and the Belden might. You guys should be shipshape.
giving us your gravity.
I'm giving you my gravity.
Here. I don't need this anymore. It's possible that it might be a amusing keepsake. And what he pulls out is what's clearly a piece of his old helmet with a clear scar in it that was probably from when their partnership ended in a shootout.
Nice. She takes it. She looks at it. She knows what this means. She recognizes the Beskar. You got a delivery to make.
I do. Take care of yourself, Alan. I'm glad you found your way.
I'm glad you found your family. Cutscene there.
Yeah.
Cool. So we pick back up with the Belden Might heading towards Yavin 4. Yavin itself, or Yavin Prime, is a bright red gas giant. It is in the Gordian Reach sector, which is smack dab in the middle of Zinj's empire. So it is under heavy control. And as we see the Belden Might coming out of hyperspace, sure enough, there is a Star Destroyer in geosynchronous orbit over Yavin 4. Yavin 4 is your destination. Yavin 4 is one of the moons. It's like 20 plus moons, I believe 26. It is mainly covered in jungle and rainforest. And it also is home to a particular sentient species called the Masasi. And yes, Jedi temples. And if you read enough novels, I'm sure pretty much everything. And a cantina, but you know. So yeah, Star Destroyer, Imperial Star Destroyer. There are many TIE fighters screaming as you guys come in. What is the plan here, smuggler friends? What do you want to do?
So I might ask that we back up a little bit.
Sure. Yeah, we can flash back to any point.
Okay. I was thinking that there's no way we're talking our way through this. So sneaking in and flying casual, well, not flying casual, but trying our best just not to be seen sounds like a much better to Arana. Sounds like a much better option than trying to talk our way through it or to have the correct codes or get anywhere near an Imperial ship at all. That's her thought on the matter. I don't know what y'all want to do.
Yeah, I mean, do we think the smuggler move applies to just trying to stay off the radar as we approach?
Me? Let's see.
Kind of pulling the table. You could, maybe.
How is this whole job framed last session? We are delivering food supplies, or what we've been
Delivering
told is
fruit.
food supplies,
Yes.
to a rebel cell on Yevon 4.
Yes.
Okay. And nobody asked more questions than that. No.
It's in a hard place.
No, the captain
We
handles
were
it.
really on a hurry out of the spaceport because there was pure blood on our tail.
Grand whatever. Prac does whatever Grand does when they're frustrated, like pushing the eye stalks together or something. I don't know. I don't know. I think we must have. I think it'd be fun. We must have like a thing we do, right? This is something that the Belden Might does. We smuggle stuff to we smuggle things to people who need them. What do we have a shtick? We have a what's our modus operandi here? How do we as a crew usually get this done? And if sneaking is the way we get it done, I'm great with that. It being stealth, is that we start with that? We try to get in stealthy. Does the ship go like? Do we run dark? Is that the kind of thing?
I like running dark.
That's
Okay.
fascinating.
I mean, we're an old ship, so we're just like we're space debris.
Oh yeah. I like that. There's something we do that makes it look more like we're not even an active ship, right? Like we're we're kind of floating.
That's how we got around the buzz droids too, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
floating.
That's true.
Yeah. All systems dark as much as we can. Maybe there's even like a little bit of wreckage we keep in storage that we just like haul out and like attach to the outside of the ship to make us look more broken down.
Is that okay? So Sath, I guess. What's Sath's role? Just Pack and Sath? Are we going out to do that? Because I want to see with Sath for sure.
Sath has been ignored through this whole stretch after being explicitly ignored. So
Harsh.
being a teenager and told off by 2 of the 3 crewmates, they are in their room losing edge and moping and listening to space goth music.
You're listening to Boba Fett and the Assassins.
Oh, maybe that's what Sath is doing when Pack knocks on the door.
Actually, I don't even know. Do we have rooms or like?
Yeah, I think so.
Retrofitted. I mean, they used to be.
Yeah.
They're there
Oh
for.
God, it's a thing.
Oh,
we
no.
they used to be for ammo, right? But now we can live in them if we need to.
I'm gonna have to do a deep dive on that at some point. If anybody's watching, Rich actually posted a link to Boba Fett and the Assassin.
It's so bad. I've actually referenced them, and they even showed up in a scene in a previous Star Wars Saturdays.
Oof.
They are very bad at their job. I love them.
Well, if they're a punk group, then they're good at their job.
Yeah, exactly. Check out the songs when you get a chance.
Oh God,
There's song listings, song tracks. Yes, there's
like,
so
is there
good.
actual music?
I don't think there's actual
Okay.
music, but somebody
Not yet,
did come
there's
up with
not.
a track listings from one of their, not CDs, but basically CDs, like IG88. Where are you?
Okay. So is knocking like a normal thing?
I'm not just gonna open the door.
Trying to think of any like. No, I think
Maybe there's a whistle at the door, or like a sound, like a chime. Boom.
I was just wondering if that's normal operating procedure, whatever it is. Not that it's necessarily archaic to knock or whatever. Yeah, what?
Pack doesn't know what's wrong. We gotta weld the plates on. Orana's going to take us in cold. Oh, I forget. You haven't done this before. You're going to need a spacesuit.
Have I worn? I must have. Yeah, when we were on.
Yeah, because you
track.
were putting one on for the
Your texting is distracting.
Sorry.
Trying to read it at the same time. What? Welding what?
Well, we got these parts in the back, and we weld them on. Later we grind them off, but it helps us look like a bit more of a derelict. And then Orana brings the belt and might in cold, and we slip underneath the Imperial sensors. Easy
Doesn't this
peasy.
ship look enough like a derelict as it is?
Oh,
Hey, guess what? I'm giving you tension with the ship.
and Pack is gonna throw his weight around.
Yeah, that was
It's-
almost a patching up some relations, but now some weights get thrown
Now
around.
it's not. And I think Pack will just be, Seth, we all pull our weight on this ship. Right now, I need you to do this. I hear you having Forest Lovely this time of year. If you want to stay on the ship, this is what we do.
It's just throw your weight around. Results make sense.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'm turning on the charm.
Yeah, I
maybe-
know
maybe
narratively
so-
it's not
Actually,
charming.
I have a rewrite of this basic move in my updated materials.
Okay.
That makes it a little more friendly for using on PCs, where basically it just says on a hit, a PC has to go along or mark a condition, right? Where like it
Oh,
becomes a
nice.
thing
I
where
like
you're
We can also script change, and Pack can take a different tact.
We can
If-
roll forward with with the fiction that's
Okay.
happened, and maybe we don't trigger a move, but it's a setup for. I think we're going to cut to the chase at this point to see how it goes.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah.
sound all right for folks.
Which one are we doing?
I kind of like the let's test out this brand new thing Alexi said with possibly adding a condition type deal. So let's have you do that. So throw your weight around, and then the possibility is that the PC who's being thrown against may have to mark a condition or do what they say
Yeah, I will. I'll put the full. That's the gist. I'll put the full text into the
into the
Character.
chat.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, one sec.
What is Pack roll plus tough?
Same as throw your weight around. So tough.
Okay.
I assume.
Yeah. Move is almost identical except with that.
Do you want to? Oh, there is no interfere on this. Just trigger the move or you don't.
I think there's no interfere in general, is there?
That's what I mean. There's no interfere
okay.
move. Sorry. That's. Do you want me to just throw in the last track of?
Oh,
Fucking
it's a
Assassin?
biff.
Mm,
This
mm.
has got to work out poorly for everybody.
Yeah.
That's great.
So that's a miss.
It's the great part about this trust tension system. The more tension or trust we get, either way.
It's all good all the time. There are no problems whatsoever. Here, Rich goes and quickly looks at our MC moves so that I
Ooh, yeah.
hit you with
nada.
all the good stuff. And I feel like a doo-doo head for not even having.
We
it
could
already
cut to the
on.
chase with disadvantage.
Oh, that's kind of neat. What happens on a miss with cut to the chase? I think it's basically Rich makes another
Not
move.
good. Yeah, you're just pushing it down the line.
It's
Oh,
a
and a miss is a
snafu,
snafu,
scoundrels. Our conditions for the ship and each crewmate.
There we go. Cut to the chase with disadvantage. That sounds delightful. Thank you, Kyle.
wait. I want to take back that suggestion.
That's a good idea. It's so good. Thank you, Kai. You
Rich
are
doesn't need this
wonderful.
help.
No,
I need all the help.
When I
Yeah.
suggested it too, I felt like it was just like
And Kaya, have you looked at who rolls it and what they roll with?
oh
Mhm.
yeah, I forgot about
Mhm.
that.
The captain rolls plus crewmates who've given the captain trust tokens, which I believe is 1. What? Zyrus. Yep. One singular sensation.
So I guess the way that resolves then is like probably a desultory job, right? Like,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like,
yeah. It's
fine, I'll do it.
from a
I
fictional
know how to
possession.
do this. Just like Arana said, I don't know how to do anything. Oh, which end of this do you point at the welding? Gosh, I guess if it were a blaster and there was a tiny little hole and the fate of the whole ship was at stake, I could manage it. But this welding is too tough for me.
Oh, should we cut to the chase? Oh, Rich, you're muted.
Captain, I believe the Saturn is upset.
Chewie, I didn't know he did mental health as well. Really sharp.
Thank you.
Oh wait, was that TA or Tui? I wasn't.
It was TA at first, but that's fine. Tui might actually care more about your mental well-being anyway. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. Although maybe TA is taking a shot at me.
TA totally wants you to put the lightsaber together. It's super interesting.
I feel like I could confide to TA.
You totally
He's been there.
can
He's seen
confide in
stuff.
TA.
It's not like these others. All right, let's cut to the lack of chase is what I feel like it's going to be.
Cut the chase.
Right in half.
Throw your weight around. Oh, here it goes. Roll a disadvantage +1. Good luck, Captain.
Okay. First, specify your main objective and basic approach. I think we've done the basic approach, right?
Yep.
And our main objective is to deliver the goods, to get to this rebel, to get to this, like the correct landing pad on Yavin, where we've agreed that they will meet us. Okay. Cutting to the chase, +1, disadvantage. That is a 5.
All right. We are so surprised by this 5. Oh, that's delightful. So, per the move, on a miss, it's a snafu. Scoundrels mark conditions for the ship and each crewmate, that's all of you, as you narrate a montage of what went wrong. So we all narrate. I think everybody gets a point. So I think there are a number of moons around. So I'm thinking that what Arana did was kind of set the trajectory, maybe use the gravitational pull of one of the other moons to slingshot with enough force to head towards Yavin 4. So that you then could shut everything down. So I will narrate the first thing that goes wrong. The first thing that goes wrong is that the trajectory was not off, but the speed was off, and it pings one of the array of people staring at screens on the Star Destroyer, and they report it up, and the captain in control sends off just a single solitary TIE fighter to go check it out. And so this TIE fighter starts coming towards you guys, and I imagine you've got stuff all bolted up, but you've got visuals, right? So that's the first thing that goes slightly wrong. Who would like to go? I think our captain should go last because it's his miss. So who would like to go next? Sorry, Greg. Who would like to go next with a montage of things that go wrong? And also you can tie that into whatever condition you mark if you so wish. But you don't have to.
I feel like if anybody else has an idea that they want to narrate first, it's probably easier for me to do it reactively.
I think like seeing the TIE fighter, peel off and approach us, Zyrus just kind of, Zyrus like blurts out, "Did you sell us out, Besh?" Is that one of your buddies flying that?
And then, Orana, when you look out, it is someone you served with.
Oh boy.
Was that a chili condition?
I'm marking chili.
Yeah.
It's Lieutenant Azalen Sivron.
Arana snaps back. You know, how does she say it? You know this line is for emergencies. Shut up. Not only because she's chilly, but because she's upset, and like it's Zaylen who, she had feelings for, and oh my God. Let's see. If I look at my available conditions, gosh knows. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go with addled. That makes the most sense for having screwed up the speed. Anyway, or the velocity, as it were. And furthermore, since I screwed that up previous to all of this, Orana tries to activate jets that will make it look like we're spinning, since we came in like kind of flat, and it wouldn't look right if we weren't spinning. When she does that, it still indicates like activity on the ship. So it was, half one, half the other. So she's just hoping that Azalen was not looking at that particular sensor when the jets go off. So that's her screw up.
Nice. And so Seth.
I have an idea, but I'm curious to pull the table because I don't want to go too nested with things. Because I feel like the logical thing for Seth would be like, I'm not working on this group project. I've got my own thing. I'm going to go make my own lightsaber. I don't need you guys. Screw you guys. I'm going to impress you guys so much. You'll be my best friends forever, but I don't need you. And like, I think the thing that goes wrong is, well, I'm doing that. I'm like diverting power from some other system to do this project or something, and weakening the whole Beldenmite's performance. But at the same time, I know that's going to end up being a role, and that could have consequences and like be a whole.
No, you get to narrate. This is a trouble for the ship, so I'm completely fine.
If you're pulling the table, I love the idea that in the cold ship, there's like that beam of light as your lightsaber ignites. I love that idea.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
And that's like a glow through the windows. I mean,
well, Rich, I was talking as far as like the success of making it. Or are you just saying the lightsaber just happens because we've set it up already?
I'm perfectly, the lightsaber happens. It's the last session.
You just have to mark a condition as you do it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that ties into, I don't remember who said it in chat, but something about the dark side. And I was like, that totally makes sense. Like this petulant teenager is like feeling that all of his friends are turning their back on him. So I think chilly and potentially gaining power where they should not be gaining power from.
Mm-hmm.
And also literally taking power from the Beldenmite, as like some of those little like green to red LEDs kind of dip down that maybe Orana notices out of the corner of her eye, just like, oh no, something else.
Nice.
And I'll say that we hit that spin, and Seth ignites their lightsaber. Seth, what color is your lightsaber?
Did we establish what color the crystal was?
The crystal was red, but I'm okay if you want to have it any other color on the spectrum. So
I mean, I was leaning towards red because of the narrative
of the
possibilities
setup.
so yeah.
kind of.
Oh,
So
what does
that-
TA say? Because he's there too.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Impressive. Most impressive.
Give him a look like you have no idea.
So yeah, this red light comes out from the windows, and it's that's what starts, but then there's like licks of flame that are coming up from the side of the ship because we're starting to hit the atmosphere of Yavin 4 as we're spinning, and we're out of control. The red glow brightens around the outside of the ship as we get hotter and hotter from the entry flames, and you can see in the background the TIE fighters kind of dodging like this, and then a red streak comes right behind it as a reassembled red TIE interceptor shoots past the lonely TIE, as we make our way down to the to Yavin 4. And
guys are
and
good at
because
this.
it should be character focused at least a little bit, Pack is in the rear gun turret and sees this.
And don't forget the ship gets a condition as well before we're done with all this mass awfulness.
Yeah.
I'm going to add shaken for my condition.
That's
Well, yeah. Oh, it comes out of hyperspace, shoots past the TIE interceptor and the other TIE, and doesn't even wait. It just opens up, guns blazing on the back of the Belden Might.
Is that leading in towards an unstable condition for the might? Or
I was going for unstable or leaking.
limping.
I mean,
I
they're all really good.
Yeah, they're all good. I'll leave it up to the captain. What do you want?
I like leaking.
Nice. So Orana, the TIE fighter, once you guys hit Atmo and continue to spin, the TIE eventually breaks off, and all four of you saw this TIE interceptor head past you. And I think, Seth, there's a moment as you're holding your lightsaber, you feel this presence. And it goes by in just a moment, but then there's still that lingering after effects. The TIE interceptor heads past you out of your visuals, and Orana, you realize you've got to land. You throw on the reverse thrusters, and the Belden Might she's hard to bring down, Orana. What do we see as you are able to successfully land? Of course, she's going to be leaking, but what does it look like as Orana performs that maneuver, which really they put a lot of trust in you for you to even pull this off, and you do it? What does that look like?
To an outside observer, every single possible alarm in the cockpit, every single possible light, every screen is screaming at Orana for attention. Inside her head, she can hear herself breathing, and it's just like, we're getting hit by, we're getting hit, and it causes us to destabilize as one of the pieces gets ripped off from the laser fight, and now I'm doing more calculations for how to get get us safely landed, and inside or out and outside, it's just a symphony of hand maneuvers. Like she looks like a director in a symphony. She's just doing this and doing this and pulling and pushing and like grabbing what needs to be grabbed, and like just sweat is pouring down her face at this point. But like I said, it's inside of her head. All she's really hearing is just her breathing.
Nice. We cut to the jungle floor looking up as this just looks like a piece of junk trailing fire and smoke spinning until finally the spinning stops. These whisper birds fly overhead. And then we see a few of the arboreal kind of monkey-like woolamanders. They all look up from the branches and they see this thing, and then like a wide shot of the canopy above, like as a horizon line, and the thing comes through, knocks out a bunch of trees. We see pieces of metal flipping off, and Arana throws in the thrusters at just the perfect time to finally set it down. And there are a bunch of like vines from the canopy of trees that rip and tear and snap as the Belden Might lands hard, and that the single strut like snaps again, and she falls just like askew, but you've landed. You're alive. You gave him the slip, you think. And then TA breaks the silence as you're standing there, Sath, with the lightsaber. I'm extremely surprised that we survived.
You shouldn't be. Amazing things are happening. I can feel them.
Agreed. I'll need to modify my calculations regarding you and your actions in future.
Let us disembark.
Nice. So, Captain Pat Creerch, you receive anyone who wants to answer. You're getting a call on the comm signal, the channel that you guys were provided, that the rebels would try to reach out to you once you'd landed.
This is the Belden Might.
Wow. You guys came down like a heap. We weren't sure. I had bets that was just some trash. That was a nice bit of tricky flying.
Yeah, we're good at impersonating trash.
Well, I would argue there, friend. Listen, we're sending a few speeders your way. So glad you're here. You couldn't have come at a better time.
Pack will make his way to the cargo bay, press the big old cargo button, and let that ramp down. Start moving the boxes out.
The cargo, like the thing flips and all the cargo comes out from your snuggling compartments, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, you've got a bunch of foodstuffs in crates that are marked with various imperial insignias, as if it's no big deal. It's totally no big deal. Don't open these crates. It's fine. It's just mechanical parts and electronics. But what's the rest of the crew doing? We'll take a break in just a minute. I just want to bring this, like, you guys landed successfully. So Zyrus, what are you doing as Pack heads down to unload cargo?
I'm interested in maybe like stepping out, so I'm at the bottom of the ramp and can help direct the cargo. But I'm also looking around and scanning my surroundings to see if I can figure out what's going to be helpful, what's going to be dangerous here on this jungle we've landed ourselves battered and bruised in the midst of.
Oh, interesting. It sounds like you're trying to scan your surroundings.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that a go, you know?
Roll plus savvy.
All right. 2d6. My savvy is 1. And with the +1, it's a 6. Wait, no, that's 6 is still a miss. Anybody want to help me?
So
It's like- Sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to think how that would work. Because like Cyrus is the only one that is still like in my good graces, perhaps.
It's
Although
true.
probably just by association, not like that thing that you do where like, how come Cyrus hasn't come and told me I'm the best in like 10 minutes? Like I suck. But you're walking down the ramp, right? And I just said I was disembarking, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, are you on your way like off and like where are you off to, Zach?
And I think I just say like I have somewhere I need to be. And like you would notice being you, like there is a I don't know how to say this without making it sound wrong. There is a bulge under his robe that indicates that the lightsaber is there. And like maybe his hand is kind of like unconsciously like reaching towards it as he and TA are walking off. It says, I've somewhere I need to be. Watch out for that vine. It looks innocuous, but it's a strangler.
So are you spending an edge to help me?
Yes, I'm spending my last edge. Although I would argue that I have done my coping by hiding in my room and pouting.
I agree.
Yeah, I was hiding. So I am spending an edge to help, but that knocks me down to 2.
Okay, but that pushes me up to 7. And I want to know where's the greatest danger.
Oh, yeah. The greatest danger is you saw that TIE interceptor slide past you,
Mm-hmm.
and it did not break off like the TIE fighter did. You know it's around here.
And I wonder if that's exactly where Seth thinks they're going.
Orana, once you land this baby, Pack and Zyrus are heading out of the ship. You're not sure where Sath is. What are you doing, Orana?
I haven't left the bridge, the cockpit area yet, and I'm standing there, and I take a glove off of my right hand, and I just put the hand up on the ceiling, and I'm just talking to the ship. I'm like, hey, sorry about all that, and she's just apologizing for all the shit she's got the ship into in the past cycle or whatever. And she's like, we'll get you fixed. We'll take care of this. Don't worry. And then she's like making she's got a data pad out, and she's making a list of all the things that need to be fixed before they get off planet again. And she's just trying her damnedest to ignore like her suspicions that TIE interceptor is still around. Like she's trying not to be scared, but she is.
Okay, I think that for me qualifies patch something up with the ship. Let's see how.
Oh, okay.
Is your logging? Assume you're going to be working on that because you guys are going to have to take off again.
I mean, you were literally apologizing to the ship, so you're
it's
like relationship with the ship.
Absolutely
right. Only I've got disadvantage on this roll, so yay.
Do you? Oh, so sad.
Hey.
So 4 and 1 is 5 plus 2 because of warm. is a
Seven.
7.
Yeah.
So, on a hit, you stabilize the target. You and anyone you're patching up can regain an edge or unmark a condition. It takes a sacrifice to do the job on a 7 to 9. Scavenged parts, an honest answer. So,
Okay. So we can unmark the condition that the ship has.
and it looks like you can also regain an edge or unmark a condition yourself. It's not just a
and
selfless
anyone.
act.
Right. I keep forgetting that. Well, I think that's a very warm thing to do, so I'll uncheck chili.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. So what do we think the right sacrifice is here?
I think it's just not a 7 to 9 yet, but there's a sacrifice.
Right. This was a 7. So
Yeah, this is 7.
Oh, sorry. I looked at the total. I'm being quiet now.
It's okay. No problems. I've done that too.
Could the sacrifice be taking shaken as a condition? Like she's just like she's just letting all of the like that orchestra that she organized to get us here, like that was all like what her training is, but now she's just kind of like the adrenaline's coming down and the emotions are coming out, and like she's just shaken from the entire experience. She's scared about
That's
the
interesting.
TIE destroyer.
It really becomes a selfless act then, right? You're just shifting one condition to another. So no net benefit for you, just a narrative shuffling of the deck, and the mechanical benefit is for the ship, which is what the intent you started out with was anyway. That's really cool. I dig it. Yeah. I am making a ruling. Yes, I accept the swapping conditions.
Yeah, I was trying to like what I was trying to do was like it says, it says like an honest answer, etc. And I think just like being vulnerable was what I was going for, and that was my way of marking that vulnerability, and not just glossing over it. So, okay.
Yeah, and I think just before we go to a bio break here, Arana, you receive a message, like a quick text message. It's coded, but you know how to uncode it. It's using some Imperial message coding.
My codes are old, but they still check out.
Yeah. And it simply says, oh, I don't know what you're doing. Be safe. And it's not signed, but you know who it was. So we'll take a break. Okay, we're back. Now, question. I'm considering, and I'm just checking in with table, I was considering like jumping ahead to speeders arriving, offloading foodstuffs, all that good stuff. But I want to make sure, does anyone have anything they wanted to do in the intermediate points?
It might be a quick exchange, but I feel like I might approach the captain and say, Captain, why would Sath think we're going to leave them here on this planet?
Cyrus, I had some time to think, and I think Sath could be a part of our crew, and I value having them around, but I worry we're taking them down the wrong path.
Pushing them away is going to send them down the wrong path, Captain, with all due respect.
Oh man. Is that what happened with us, Zyrus? Did I push you away?
I didn't want to leave you on that moon, Captain. I was telling them we shouldn't go.
So it wasn't your call? Orana left me?
She kind of stepped up to be acting captain, and no one pushed back.
And I think I I mean, this may complicate a little bit for when the speeders arrive, but I think Prak might just, out of like unplaceable rage, punch one of these crates with his cybernetic arm.
Awesome. When you punch the crate, it dents and pops open slightly. And you see that there are not foodstuffs in that crate.
What do we see in the crate?
Zyrus, you would immediately recognize that these are parts for ion cannons.
They told us we were bringing them food.
Yeah. Well, if I'd been around, Zyrus, I might have asked that question. I might have looked in the...
You totally hear that. Sorry.
Yes. Oh yeah, Orana, you should take attention token after that exchange where Zyrus just threw you under the bus, threw you in front of the speeder bus there. If I had been around, I might have asked some questions. I might have looked in the crates before we flew off with them.
That's why we need you around, Captain.
You're carking right. And Pat closes up the crate as best as he can.
We need Sath too. They've become one of us. I'm going to find them and bring them back. And unless the captain like drags me back, I'm gonna turn and head off to try and find where Sath is gone.
No, I
Cool.
I think Zyrus finding Sath is a good idea.
Rana, do you react to Pax spurious insults? Are you talking, Kai?
I was thinking, but I'm sure I would have spoken on mute anyway. So thank you.
No problem.
Let's see. Oh, so Captain, I was supposed to do what exactly? Run out on the surface of the planet to collect you while fire was raining down on the ship. I was supposed to fly into the domes, breaking it apart to have you jump on board. Yeah, I got the ship to safety, and you were able to find us just fine. Do you want me not to have any confidence in you? Do I need to swathe you at night while you sleep? Or do I call you the best captain I've ever had? I don't know.
Are you patching something up?
Oh, I was being angry. but
yeah. Pac might respond to that better.
Okay, sure. If you think it triggers, then absolutely.
Do you want to throw your weight around then? What do you want out of Pac? Some respect? An apology? Just a vent?
So she's still being like she's still in a vulnerable state. So I don't know that she's throwing her weight around. She I think she's just venting. But
Cool.
but if
Wait,
Pat-
Are
if
you
Pat-
are you demanding to be treated according to your lineage?
Oh yes, you're so doing that.
Oh, okay. What happens when I do that again?
You recover edge, which you've already got edge of 3. Dang.
Yeah.
Still though,
I wish I could clear a condition with it.
that would be nice.
But yeah.
If you're patching something up with Pack, if we're just
Wait,
letting
hang
it
on.
all
Do you
out.
two have mutual tension?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because if you have mutual tension with Pack, you can clear a condition by using your coping mechanism on him.
Oh, when you and crewmate each have tension marked with the other, it becomes all the more enticing to let them receive the brunt of your coping mechanism. When you engage your coping mechanism by involving a crewmate you have mutual tension with, you may clear a condition in addition to regaining edge. So go ahead and clear a condition.
All right.
You want to give me? I'll take the tension. I'm great with that.
Yeah, fictionally there was tension there.
Definitely.
Yeah. So she's just lighting into you, where basically the point of it all is that, if I can't trust you to be capable, and if you can't trust me to make good decisions, then where are we going to be going forward? So actually, that's what she says. I'll just go ahead and say that. And I'm still trying to figure out what my advanced role is. I'm looking through the tension ones because I have more tension than trust.
Is that scene done? I didn't want to cut it if there's okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
great.
Sweet. So Sath, you head out into the forest, carrying your lightsaber, not knowing the Zyrus is going to follow you. Hell, none of those people want you around. Maybe nobody will follow you. And then you hear the low hum of a speeder bike coming closer. You know the whine is different from a speeder, right? A speeder has a lower resonance. A speeder bike is a little higher pitched. And you sense that feeling that you had when the TIE interceptor passed by, it's becoming a little stronger. What do you do?
He's close. Stick with me, TA.
Of course, I do not wish for you to get lost in this jungle.
It's not me that I'm worried about. And I will head towards the tug, the disturbance of the force.
Nice. I imagine you end up coming to a river that cuts through the jungle, and then soon you see the river, like there's a ripple, and a speeder bike zips along because it's the quickest way to move through a jungle. Because if you go between the trees, you're going to hit one of the trees. Like, what idiot would take a speeder bike racing through a jungle? Stupid. But sure enough, you see what once was a Sith pureblood, but now it's more machine than man. Cybernetic eye. There's like this metal plate over the side of his face. Looks like the jaw has been replaced over this point. He is still looking at you with that one determined yellow eye, and then he has the red cyber eye as he pulls closer and closer, and then kind of does the thing of like spoons and water splashes up, not on you, like over the river, and he hovers. He hops off of it to step onto the shore. What is your name?
You already know my name, or you wouldn't have come here.
I know more than you could ever understand. What
Then
do
teach
you
me.
want to, what do you want to be called?
My understanding is that it is supposed to start with Darth, but I'm unsure how it ends.
He glances past you at the TA droid. Did not expect you would serve me quite as well as it turns out you have, tactical droid. I will teach you the ways of the Force. I will teach you how to use your strength. Do you submit to becoming my apprentice?
I mean, this has got to be when Cyrus shows up, right?
I was
Yes, I just want to hear,
gonna
like,
say in
before the
chat,
answer happens. Yeah,
cool
Cyrus
if
comes
I-
in as the
if I
question's
arrive.
being asked.
I think that question, like, Saturn was all gung ho, and then like, that's like signing on the dotted line. And I think there's youthful bravado, and then there's putting your
Hey,
money where
wait,
your mouth
no,
is.
wait.
Uh,
I'm into it.
so Sath, is it all right if I charge in? Like, don't do it, kid.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Cool.
however you want to handle this. Cyrus has seen some things that Sath has no idea about.
Yeah. So carry an antique but functional weapon of the order, which is the Mandalorian jetpack I've hung on to. I was wondering if I could ignite and wield that in defense of another as I rocket into the scene, trying to like pull
Sounds
Sath away
awesome. Sure.
from Call.
Do
All
it.
right. So this is my move, not as clumsy or random as a blaster. I'm gonna roll plus strange to try and keep Sath safe as I make my entrance.
Let's see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Jetpack. It's a 10.
Ooh,
Nice.
Okay, on a 10 plus, both of you are to gain an edge.
Yeah. So like, like we see Xyrus kind of like burst out of the trees and just kind of like half like hug, half tackle Sath to like grab him, and then like kicks off the ground to be like blasting away from this Sith, putting some distance there, as I'm saying, you don't want to do this, kid.
What the cark are you doing here? I can make my own decisions, Cyrus.
Greg's got something.
Yeah, just real quick question. Have you taken Sath above the tree line?
Oh, yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you like
Okay.
pick him up, and are you princess carrying him or like holding him around?
I think it's like kind of like fireman's carry, but
Okay.
Seth's probably struggling along the way. Like it sounds
I think
like
it's like a little desultory, struggling, like, hey, no, don't do this, but also like, thank you for taking the responsibility of making a decision out of my hands.
You'll thank me for this later, kid.
And like, there's probably, I don't know if it's a smile, but there's something like, we cared enough to do something stupid. Maybe I do already have a mentor. And I'm kind of on the fence of like, ended up dropping a lightsaber, but I don't know that I want to get rid of it before I've used it.
I mean, just because you drop a lightsaber doesn't mean you can never
true.
get it back.
Then I think I'm going to go with it, and we'll see what happens with it.
Nice.
Like maybe I was getting it out to like, I don't know what the ceremony would be, but involving it, yeah. And then
Sweet. So as you're doing that and like figuring out how things are going to go, when you look back and you look at Dalma Cool, he ignites his, I'm sorry, it has to be double-bladed lightsaber and slices CA in half.
No.
And then he reaches up and he's going to start like grabbing for you, Xyrus. And you feel this force tug at you and your jetpack. What do you do?
Roll evasive maneuvers.
I'm not on the ship.
I mean, I guess you could run like you stole something.
I did steal something. I stole Sath. Sure. Yeah. I'm just gonna try to put on additional speed, and pull away. I'll say, Sath, I'm trying to shake him, but he's gripping me with the force. You have to get us free.
Turn around and let me face him.
Not yet.
When he sliced TA in half, then the struggle became real. Like, I'm coming back. I'll tear you apart.
All
You have
right.
0 eyes left.
All right. So should I run like I stole something, or are you making a move to like break
no.
away now?
I don't think I could actually physically struggle against you. Like, you could definitely hold Sath back, and then if it's a miss or something, then maybe you actually didn't.
Oh no. Okay. I'm gonna run like I stole something. Like I stole someone. What's my modifier for this? Just so I actually have this right before I go. Okay, Savvy's 1, and I'm not addled. Let's do this. It's an 8.
Wow. Okay. On an 8, run like you stole something. Choose 2.
Your equipment is pushed to its limits, so taking heavy flak, it'll need repair. Like I like burn out. I burn through the jetpack.
Before
Right.
you
Yeah, the
choose the
fuel.
other one,
Yeah.
we do have mutual trust, so I could bump you up to a 10.
Are
Which
you
means you don't have to choose that.
helping me?
I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about where it's
Yeah,
like.
I asked you to help, but what will Sath do?
Yeah, I guess not. Okay, sorry.
Boy. Okay. Well, then I mean I don't think I need to leave behind something identifying because we already dropped a lightsaber, and
We could
I did
just
this
say
in full
that's it.
view.
We just say the fiction follows
Yeah.
that move, and that you end up leaving it behind if that's what you want to do. But I really think you should check in. Like, is Keith okay with that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool,
I mean-
cool with you if we roll that in then.
Yeah, it already happened, so it makes sense. That's
So like camera cuts to the lightsaber lying on the ground, cuts back to the like jetpack starting to sputter out as I've run through its charge.
Rich. I think you can make it even worse because he has my lightsaber. He could have used that one when he bisected my friend.
Oh God, yeah. That's totally what he did.
It's like he ignites his double blade lightsaber, then he pauses, picks up Sath's lightsaber.
Oh God, that's so.
And like
yes.
he's a little impressed at how well it cuts. Like, yeah, slightly unbalanced, but very sharp, whatever the sharp equivalent of light is. Amazing photons.
Potent. It's potent.
There you go.
Yeah, that's totally way better. I'm into it. Okay, so you guys, we'll cut to the speeders arriving with some New Republic soldiers there to pick up the thing. Yeah, they arrive at the ship. They're coming out. You guys have had your nice little conversation, heartfelt.
I think not sure what Kai thinks, but I think if we see Xyrus and Sath like shoot up above the tree line as these speeders roll in, Pack is just gonna like pick one up, throw them out, and be like, "Your ion stuff's over there," and jump in one of the speeders.
Nice.
And ride to their rescue.
Alana, you see what Pack is doing. What are you doing? You see it too. Maybe you see the jetpack and you see them. They're starting to lose fuel.
Yeah, I think I'd jump on the back with the captain. I mean that makes total sense.
That sounds lovely. So yeah, Xyrus, Sath, the two of you got away, and you're just a short run from where you think the ship was when you see Pack arriving in a speeder that you've never seen before. That's like a camouflage so that it can hide in the jungle. And the speeder's like knocking over a couple of smaller trees to try to get its way towards you as Zyrus, you're losing altitude. And Sath, you hear that that whine of the speeder bike.
Not the bike of the captain, you mean?
Speeder bike. Bike, bad guy, speeder, those guys coming forward.
Got it.
Sorry.
Oh, it's here.
So I was trying to jump around and set up several things to make sure
Yes.
all events were moving, and I didn't do a good job. But yeah, you see the speeder ahead as you were losing fuel, Zyrus. Sath, you hear not just that speeder, but also the whine, the higher pitched whine of the speeder bike.
Captain made it. Gonna aim to land in that speeder.
Cap's not the only one who made it. Duel's following us. Cool. Dalma cool.
Sith spit.
All right,
yeah,
Cyrus,
I'm gonna
keep it
aim
together.
Let's good thing I didn't use up all my edge on running away. I'm gonna try to keep it together and aim to like just land, right in the speeder that the captain's navigating.
All right, let's see it.
Keep it together, and I've got my full complement of edge here. I should be golden. Yeah, that's a 10.
Wow, that's fantabulous. On a 10 plus, you're in the clear and gain insight. Ask the GM one question and get an honest answer.
How can we lose Dalmakul?
How can you lose Dalmakul? Losing Dalmakul right now, if you get back to the ship and take off, you could lose Dalmakul. But doing that will attract the attention of the Star Destroyer above your heads.
Yeah, so I'm putting all this together. Given those options, yeah. So I'm like, land, drop Sath into the
back
speeder.
seat of the speeder.
Captain, thanks for spotting us. Dalmakul's here. We gotta shake him. So's the Empire, but I like our odds with them better.
Ooh. Orana. Can the Belden might make it?
Yes, it can. In her head, she's just like, the odds are so against us. But now isn't the time.
Okay. Okay. We do it. And Pack will turn the speeder around the hard 90, hard 180, and press down the brakes. Do I need to run like I stole something to get back in time?
Yeah, but I think you get to use Zyrus's advantage of his asking a question. So I'll let you go ahead and roll with advantage.
Okay. It's good because
Sath, you realize that you're leaving your lightsaber behind. They're talking about leaving this planet, and
that's true.
Oh, that's just for Sath. Don't worry about it, Pack. It's fine. I'm just talking to Sath now.
Hack has no idea this lightsaber even exists.
Yeah, exactly. Why do you just get some kind of, I don't know, flashlight or something? I don't know.
No modifier.
I don't know that it is as much of a draw. Like as a
There's
character,
no
I'm like,
modifier. That's just a 6, right?
Yep.
Ouch.
So certainly I can spend edge to help out since I never spend edge. So let me see here. Do I have mutual? I don't have anything with anybody, right? Like when I filled up
Yeah,
my
you
second
blank it out.
chart, I blank it out. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I'll give you some tension real quick though. If like we land here and I'm immediately like, so is the Alliance happy with their weapon shipment? It's like, pointedly laying aside the fiction of food.
Right. So like just quickly, Arana wasn't there to see like what happened with the opened cargo container or whatever.
It's true.
But, like it's just a quick series of flashbacks to where like things that were said, like this food's going to be extra heavy, so be sure to use and things like that. And then she just puts two and two together. She's like, Kark and Kark.
This is why we ask questions, Arana.
Baby Captain Arana doesn't ask questions.
I'll take your job, no questions asked.
Right. We need a damn job. And I think let me see. How am I helping? What does it mean to help in this situation?
I think straight up grabbing the wheel from Pack at certain points might help.
Yeah, I actually I get yeah, I'll be I'll be doing that, but I've memorized the route here. Like I'm just that kind of pilot, right? Like I can keep track of those kinds of things. So I'm pointing you as to where we need to go, and so we don't hit as many trees on the way back as the way we did on the way in. I'll use as a matter of fact, I'll use the trees that we've hit as like the markers for where we need to go to get back.
Sweet. So you guys make it back. Let's see. To double check, run like you stole something. 7 to 9. You got to choose 2. So let's see if
So I'm going to this is not going to put us in the good graces of the Alliance. The equipment is pushed to its limits or is taking heavy flak. It'll need repair. So I'm giving them back a busted speeder. And I think technically I can't lose 2 edge because I only have 1.
Can you still choose that and just drain yourself, or
I think so. I think
Okay.
I think if you it just means lose all the edge you've got left.
Okay. Yep. So I'll lose all the edge to get back onto the ship.
awesome. So you guys get back to the ship. One of the speeders is there and fully loaded up. The other guys are like they've called in for someone else to come help out, right? Because they're not just going to sit around for you guys to come back with your stolen speeder. Now you guys get to get paid before you leave, right? This is still a thing you did for money.
Oh, yeah, is it payment on delivery?
Yeah, you collect payment for a job. Ask these questions and roll a +1 for each. Yes. Did you fulfill all the objectives you agreed to? You actually did.
Yeah.
Did you do without collateral damage? Unfortunately, answered that last roll. No, you did not.
You definitely did. No.
Did you learn anything juicy you're willing to tell them? I think
There's a Sith in the woods.
This is
Do
Sith
you
in the
tell
woods.
them
Watch
that?
out.
So, do you tell them that?
Yeah, I think so. Right.
I mean,
They
they
kind of behooves us.
There's a
too.
what in the woods?
Red guy, red laser swords. Bad news.
We should get out of here as soon as you can.
You think it's a Masasi? No, they said Sith. What's a Sith? Sweet. All right, go ahead and roll +2 because you answered that. You gave them information. How they use it is up to them.
Who's rolling?
The
Captain, you want to do it?
Oh, sure. Okay. Rolling +2. Get paid.
Get pizzade.
8.
Okay, on a 7 to 9, on a hit, they're ready to shell out. Clear a mark from your ship's debt track. On a 7 to 9, you pick one. They pay you in full. They treat you to a taste of luxury. They put in a good word. The ship takes a trust token with an appropriate faction.
Oh, I don't think we have time for luxury. We don't need the additional debt.
Yeah, we only need the one debt cleared. So get them to put in a good word for us.
Yeah. I think we'll get them to put in a good word. I think that might ease over the whole busted speeder.
So you took an advancement. I should have cleared all of the faction stuff then, right? Because you took smuggler.
Yeah. So we'll now.
So then it's back to 1. And do we do 2 tracks like per the rules? So I'll just do that.
Yeah, I mean, you've mentioned you're not
No,
fond
I
of
want to play it
mechanics,
rules as
but
written, baby. It's a play test. It's
Let's-
all good.
let's
No
test it out.
stress.
Yeah.
I heard that somebody mouthed off about it off camera, but that doesn't count. I'm the GM right now, and we're playing it by the rules. So there we go. You got a second track, and you have 1 trust for the New Republic. And yeah, so you guys rush on and you like hand off this busted up speeder, and you run onto the ship, and they've they're quickly pulling off the last of the cargo because they didn't load up the speeder before you stole it. And one of them says, "Hey, there's a speeder bike." Sorry, they're not laughing.
I think Pack wants to touch the void at this point. I just want to do it. I want to do it one time before the game's over. Oh, you're muted, Rich. This is a lovely hand gesture. I have no idea. Okay.
You gotta know what that was.
Okay.
The
No,
void
I
was
think,
to be touched by you, Pack. At least once in 3 sessions.
I want to know, because Pack is a detective, right? And he's seen this before, this dogged pursuit. And he wants to know what can we do that will make Seth no longer attractive or no longer the object of the Sith's eye. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, I think.
It's like that last look in the eyes as we see it's break the tree line. Seth Pack is looking out the back of the cargo bay, like makes eye contact with the Sith. And I want to just get that impression of totally what can we do to make this right, to make this so that Seth is not pursued by the Sith. And I roll -1 with that, which is great.
Oh yeah, that is great. That's great. Good stuff.
It's a 10, despite all efforts of the dice.
Wow. That is awesome. On a 10 plus, you wield the power with mastery. And the question was, how do you keep this?
What could yeah. I know that the Sith is pursuing Sath. What could happen that would make that not be true? How can I break off the Sith's pursuit of Sath?
If Dal Makul thought Sath was dead, or if Dal Makul is dead himself.
What did we just learn? I'm hearing that.
It's okay. There's a touch the void, and Pat Creech said, "How do I save Sath from this Sith pursuer?" And the answer from the void is, if Dal Makul thinks Sathran is dead, or if the pursuer is killed.
And I think And I look at Pack at that point and say, the vision said that only one of us can live. And start like walking towards the speeder bike, like we all know it now.
You're like, we're not taking off yet. You're like walking back to the
Well,
tree line.
I guess I don't know.
No, I like that. That's
Okay, based on what
beautiful
you're
because
doing.
Pack is not going to let that happen. And Pack like grabs your shoulder with his big metal arm and goes, maybe, but not today, Seth.
And that's when the Sith blooded like does the aforementioned like skidding the speeder bike, jumps off of it, lands on one of the speeders, and one of the rebels, well, the Republic soldiers, fires at him. He blocks the blaster bolt and hits him with it, and it slashes the other guy. Sorry for hitting the mic. Slashes the other guy with his double blade. And then he gestures to you, Seth. Pack's trying to hold you back. Zyrus, you see all of this craziness going on. What are you doing?
I'm gonna start barking orders to the New Republic soldiers, like they're bounty hunter cadets. I'm trying to whip into shape, and I'm like,
nice.
Keep up a steady stream of covering fire. Drive him back. Limit his options.
You're telling a rabble to get in line.
Yeah.
As an enforcer, go ahead and roll plus tough.
All right. Let's see how this goes. Enforcer time. Ooh, that's a 5.
Man, yeah. They like form up and try to get in a line. One of them's got a comm unit because we've got trouble.
Pack burns his trust with Zyrus. Give you a +2.
Oh.
Nice. It's about to get really, really bad
because
there are murmurs of dissent and the gang may fall apart when pressed. So yeah, that's cool. What does that look like, Pack, with the giving up the trust and helping out?
I think Pack trying to figure out. I'm assisting Zyrus in barking orders at them. So I think Pack will just be like, he's a Karkin Mandalorian. They know how to fight the Jedi. Listen up.
Nice. The Mandalorian drop is enough, and cool. So the rebel soldiers fall in line. One of them's calling for backup. They start laying down a line. One of them throws a thermal detonator towards, and it's a full-out battle. You bought some time. If you can drag Saf away, you can make an escape. But Pack, deep in your heart, the Sith pure-blooded will seek Saf out again. Sorry.
I was just gonna ask where Arana is. Like,
yeah,
where is cockpit Arana? Ready to take off?
You get the ship ready, or?
Yeah, I was imagining that she had gotten inside and like she was trying to cover for her lies and like the ship can make it. Yeah, this is her chance to fix things up, to make things that they can get out of there. So, adjusting all of the sensor, or all of the other the boosters and all that kind of to deal with the extra mass of the scrap that's welded to us and stuff like that. Like, just whatever she can do to make this ship the best as possible.
Yeah, the engines are heating up. The Beldamite, she's working for you, Arana. She trusts you.
So I think while you're doing that, like, I am gonna do the force pull of the lightsaber, and like it's on the way. Unless you want to do a roll for it, but it's on the way, and I feel like we're all in the ship at this point, right?
Yeah.
So like if Arana decides to take off, then we're taking off, even if like Pack and I are on the cargo ramp and it's not super safe, we'd still be taking off. So
okay, so you do a force pull.
But like if we don't take off, then maybe we're gonna throw down with cool. So I'm not sure what's going to happen.
I want to highlight a move just in case it's what's happening here. You've got Agent of the Void, where there's a way you can spend tension with the Void to wield it as a weapon.
Yeah, I was thinking of holding on to that till I got the lightsaber, and then if we did fight,
Yeah, looking at time, I don't know if that's gonna happen if they take off.
we could
So
also leave it on the the hangover, the cliffhanger.
well, I mean, I kind of want like this is interesting. What dice to decide if you get that lightsaber, if there's a fight and he joins you, that kind of stuff. So, or maybe it just happens. Yeah, if you're willing to let them pull you away, Seth, I'll let you have that lightsaber. But it means you don't get to fight him, and he knows you. He'll seek you out.
I think that's a good lightsaber of Damocles hanging over me. That there's a Sith out there hunting.
Yeah, sounds good. Sweet. So you pull the lightsaber to you, and then the gangway starts to close.
Oh yeah, and it's real close, right? It's like flying through.
Yeah. The door's just closing. It just barely wiggles
like
back. It's
Indiana
kind of like
Jones and the
Thor's
Hat.
hammer kind of deal. Yeah, and it comes into your hand, and the ship closes up, and you guys take off. Orana, you know what you're doing is going to draw the attention of the Star Destroyer in orbit over you. I think you're going to need to make some evasive maneuvers here.
Okay. Well, I do want to narrate one thing though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I specifically point our thrusters at the Sith. Like he's gonna need to get the hell out of the way as we're lifting off.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like that a lot.
Because I couldn't think of any way that I could attack the Sith other than with a ship. So
that's awesome. I love it. Yeah. So it's a thing where he's looking up and then he sees the engines brighten up and he dives out of the way. And there's still Republic's troopers who are firing at him right now. So yeah. Cool. Arata, you take off, you slip through the atmosphere, and she's got that extra weight, but you've compensated for it. And there's a TIE fighter squadron that's been sent out to pursue you. What do you wish to do?
So I need to roll invasive maneuvers, right?
You do.
Okay. Okay. So I get to roll
with advantage.
Invasive with advantage. Okay. All right. Cool. So one thing that
ship savvy, which is a 1. Sorry, go ahead.
And the ship is not limping currently, so we're good there.
Okay. All right. All right. So with advantage +1. So that's a 9.
Yep. A 9 on evasive maneuvers. It's a bumpy ride. 2 crew members must keep it together, be thrown for a loop.
So one thing
I
want to add to
possibly be the 2 that are standing on the cargo, loading.
Makes the most sense to me.
Thing. Yeah.
What were you going to say, Kai?
I just want to say that, like, when we leave the atmosphere of the planet, it's not in such a way that indicates where the rebel base is.
I don't think you guys came in very close, but if that Sith makes it off there, that rebel base is doomed.
Okay.
Just saying.
Okay. Yay. Yikes. Never mind. All right, y'all hold it together.
All right, keep it together, Zyrus. Keep it together. Or sorry, it was Pack and Sath, right? That were right by the. So Pack, keep it together. KIT.
That's roll plus edge, correct?
It is.
That's a 0.
Oh.
You've got no edge. You have the easiest coping mechanism too.
What a 10.
Nice. And now Sath, you have 3 edge, so you're fine.
Did you roll a natural 10?
Yeah, he did. 6
Nice.
and a 4. It happens. Just never when I want
12.
to. Wow.
I was avoiding bonking my head on one of the struts, but yes.
Sweet. 10 plus, you're in the clear and gain insight. Pack, you can ask the GM a question and get a clear answer. And same for Saf. Then we're probably moving to some kind of epilogue.
Okay. If Seth has a question burning, I'll take mine second.
Sorry, it's oddly placed.
Yeah, like
game time.
feels
So
like we should be wrapping up. How could I hunt down Dalma Cool? Unless that's too hard for you to answer.
how can you hunt down Dalma Cool? Turn around.
All right, there you go. That's my insight.
Sorry.
He's
He'll
right down
find
there.
you.
Don't call us, we'll call you.
Yeah.
So the answer is you could lure him into a trap.
There you go. It's a trap. Cool. Greg, do you want to hit yours or do you want?
I don't know. I'll hold it.
Okay. Cool.
At
We'll put
some
it on
point
the
in your
shelf.
life, he's going to ask
One
you
day.
a question you have to give him insight on.
I'll ask you a random question at some point, Rich.
You bet. I'll answer honestly. Sweet. Let's quickly move to some kind of. Does anyone have epilogues they want to throw out there?
I'm definitely letting the Besh Corporation know about Black Alice, and encouraging them to hunt her down.
All right. Rock on. I like it.
As a matter of fact, I wouldn't mind the job, but that's up to the captain.
Mm.
Ooh, hunting down Black Alice. Nice.
I'll say to Orana, as we're taking off. I'm sorry about the outburst earlier. You've proved yourself more than once. It's hard to let go of old grudges, I guess. But you're nothing like your sister, really. I can trust you.
Okay. She nods her head. She nods her head. And I don't think she responds, but I think she smiles. So whether you see that or not is up to you.
I think as far as like a short-term epilogue, there's like a winding down of Sath's energy from like the yes, I know exactly what's going on, and kind of like a more obedient child relationship, like trying to help out around the ship. And like, I'm picturing like doing the dishes. Did maybe Pack will notice? Doesn't the kitchen look a little bit more spotless and everything's where it should be? And just kind of testing the waters of like, I'm not sure exactly how things are, but if I do these little nice things, will you do little nice things back? And is that how we patch the bridge up, or?
Nice. Leave that a little dubious, I think, just because of time. Anybody have any last words before we move to?
I think Pack might be in his quarters and gets like a garbled communication, and it's highly encrypted, and he has to keep trying to find it, and he keeps like going through again and again, and he finally like goes into the ship and uses an Old Republic decoding method, and it pops up, "Now you've left me," and it's from TA.
What? But TA's around. Yay, TA survived.
That makes me feel so much worse.
Sweet. Okay, cool. So that
And one last thing for me.
Yes.
I do send a text back that just says miss you.
Oh, nice. Into session. Each crewmate and the GM of the ship should choose. Name a crewmate who you feel closer to and give them a trust token, or name a crewmate who's stressing you out and give them a tension token. We'll start from the right-hand side. So, Orana, someone stressing you out or make you feel safe?
Yeah, Arana had gotten a little bit used to being captain, so a little bit of tension with Pack at this point. A little more tension since we already have tension, but yeah.
Double tension. Seth.
I think it's more trust to Pack for like coming through in the clutch.
All right, Pack.
Ooh. I will give I think trust to I'll give trust to Orana because I did ask her if my ship was ready to go, and it was.
Nice. And then of course with Zyrus.
Yeah, I'm gonna give tension to the captain, because we had our reunion, but then we really had kind of different approaches down on the planet, including to like what to do about Sath, right? And and even though the captain helped, he had to invoke my past that I have very complicated feelings about. So yeah, I'm gonna say there's some more tension there now.
And the Belden Might will give trust to Orana. It got the Belden Might out of trouble. Nary a scratch. No problem.
An area scratch. Okay.
Cool. So let's quickly do any stars and wishes. We'll start with wishes. But this is the point. Like if you have any playtest feedback to throw out, do it, but we don't have to worry about wishes otherwise. Do you want me to keep this on air, Alexi, so you have it recorded? Any feedback?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely handy. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I am still worried about the ship advancement having to have another track. I've expressed that before, but yeah, officially saying concerned about because they're cool stuff, but I mean there's not a whole lot of advancements though, so maybe it works out that's just not a thing that you are immediately motivated by. It's just a longer range thing. That's the only play test feedback I think. Although, I did have one other thought, and I don't know. Like we have Into the Cold, which is you're on a journey, and Space Oddity, which is running into weird stuff. But we don't have maybe we don't need, but I'm just felt a lack because I've seen it in other games, I guess, of the like plot a course or gonna go to a thing. Do you run into any trouble type deal?
Oh, interesting. Just a more general like
Perilous journey type deal.
Yeah, perilous journey for your ship.
Yep. I think you could cut to the chase with it, kind of, if you keep it job related. So I don't think it's a lack as much as just I noticed that this thing is a thing that I would have expected and don't see it. So yeah. Let's call on somebody rather than letting it be all random. Alexi, did you have any wishes or feedback? We'll circle it back around for stars.
A note I wrote to myself is the 10+ on keep it together unnecessary? Is the like getting to ask a question thing, because weirdly I'd like I was wondering that during this session. There's other games where a 10+ on like the keep your cool move or something sometimes feels disappointing because nothing new develops, but but I'm not sure I found the right answer with this gaining insight question. So that's a note I've written down for myself.
It's interesting when I saw in Urban Shadows Second Edition to keep your cool is the same as First Edition. I immediately added in the monster hearts of gain an insight and ask a question for that same reason. That it is nice to have that move forced upon you, give you a benefit, so it doesn't just feel like a thing. Anyway, I agree with you.
My like wish for these characters, should we be able to see them again, is to further explore what's going on amongst this crew, including the Zyrus Arana relationship that we kind of got little bookends of, but didn't get an extended scene of.
Cool. Thank you very much, Alexi. We'll move from left to right, so that means that Greg, you're up.
Yeah, wishes. Feedback wishes. There's a couple moves. One of them is, for example, battle scars. On a 7 to 9, it's costly to let your guard down, lose an edge. I was running pack with very little edge all the time. So there's a number of those where the only downside of it is to spend a currency. And if that character doesn't have that currency, it almost becomes a free or something upgrade. There's just a couple of those, and all it would need would be like lose an edge or gain a condition, or some other interchange like that. There's
an
just a couple of those.
Cost.
Yeah. Exactly. A couple of alternate costs here or there for the moves where there is a cost. And then the other thing I noticed is that we collectively, between the 4 of us, took 6 advanced upgrades in the crew, and none of us chose. There's a couple of them like Mastermind, Game +1 Savvy. And it's a personal play style. I'm sure there are players out there who would be very excited just to get that mechanical bonus. But I personally always want my advance to give my character a new move, some new facet of them that I can toy with. I think there's a place for that kind of advancement. I just don't know if taking Mastermind just gets rephrased into a move of some kind. I always like a move over an advancement. But that's more of a general, my personal approach to PBTA. As far as wishes, golly gee, I do want to see Sad have like a sweet lightsaber fight. Just didn't be like, oh man,
I killed an APC to make it happen. Kid. People kept saving him.
Yeah, and then just the whole relationship with Pac and Zyrus and Pac and Rana, it's really cool. I really liked all of the relationships. That's bordering on stars. I'm gonna mute my mic.
All right, cool. So then next would be Keith, and I see in chat we've got 9 minutes, so speed it up, folks.
I think there's some things like just clarifications in certain moves, but like I can just mention that as I remember it going through. The big thing that I was realizing is like we've definitely at this point gathered a narrative thread that like we're following, and I'm wondering how that's going to interact with doing the jobs. When it's kind of like what I'm really interested in now is figuring out what's going to happen with these people. And I don't know that the jobs, which worked really well as like the hook originally, would be something that would just feel like grinding in an RPG as opposed to like being fulfilling.
Yeah, super good point about like, you know, once the fact someone's the last hope of the solar system comes to the fore, you know, are they still messing around, you know, doing smuggling jobs and whatnot?
Yeah. Kai, what about you? Any?
Yeah. To Greg's point, I had more moves that I could keep track of. So if I could have just taken a +1 to something, then I would have been like, oh, sweet, thanks. I don't have to remember anything extra. And so there are times where both come into play. Because like when I take my first advanced one, I definitely want a new move. But after that, in most games, I'm just like, please don't make me take another move. Like I've already figured out who this character is, and I don't want to have to do too much more with them. But that's my thing with PBTA games is that, you know, when you get more than a certain amount of moves, I just check out.
Yeah, it's a thing.
So that's my feedback.
Good feedback. Okay. And since you went last in which you get to go first in stars, do you have any stars to hand out? Kai, quickly. We have 7 minutes.
Yeah, right. Thank you for making me live up to my promise to the miners. Thank you, Alexi, for bringing up my sister as requested. And thank you, Keith, for like bringing the other side of the Jedi story that I never get to see because I don't read the novels or anything like that, where it's just like, all right, I'm Sith, let's rock this. I'm not, I'm not trying to be the other side of the Force. Like I've never seen that before. That's really cool. And yeah, and Greg, just like great fights, great makeups. Like you're awesome to play with. So that's what I have to say.
Big guy. Keith.
Yeah, it was really intensely emotional, and it was neat to see the arc from start to finish. Like it was a little bit more like happy-go-lucky, and then last session we were like, oh, we got more tension. It must be because the captain's not here. And then this session was like, oh my goodness, it's like awash with tension, and oh my, what's going to happen to these people? Are they going to pull it through? And then I think we made, individual character choices that ended up kind of tying it all together in a satisfying way that would probably also leave people wanting to watch the next movie.
Thank you much. Greg, stars.
Yeah, stars all around. I loved playing with all of you. Kai, I believe this is the first time we've played together. That was lovely. It was great to meet you. And I really enjoyed I really enjoyed all the characters, and I enjoyed how all of us as players were really leaning in on the trust and tension and using that to drive forward the narrative and specifically framing scenes that we wanted to with characters to make that happen. So that was just, a fun synergy.
Nice. Thank you, Greg. Alexi, get any stars? 5
Yeah.
minutes.
Oh, absolutely. So Rich, huge stars for going all in on the droids and their different voices, and then being willing to kill one when the opportunity arose. I think it's super cool to have interesting NPCs and then to sometimes kill or nearly kill them. Greg, I loved having Pack back. I loved that we ended up kind of deepening and complicating some of the Xyrus pack dynamic in the session. I especially loved you spending trust to help me with the Enforcer by reminding everyone that I used to be a Mandalorian, which like made perfect sense of why it like both helps and kind of uses up the trust to do it. Yeah. Keith Sath is such a delightful character. I am so happy that like we got to see them grappling with the dark side, and like the moment of like possibly joining the Sith was great. And then I was like about to type into the chat, is it all right if I charge in right at this moment? And you had the same instinct as I did, so I thought that was a great moment. And it was a small thing, but Kai, I loved Orana's scene of landing the ship and the way you described it with both like what like an external observer would see and what's going on in her head. It felt like a kind of really like artsy moment in like Rogue One or something, right? Where it's like a director has gotten their hands on this universe and like wants to do something unique with the perspective. And I really enjoyed that moment.
Yeah, we're almost out of time, so I will bring things to a close, but it was a joy to play with all of you. Thank you so much for being open and to a playtest and me stumbling around occasionally. I had a really great time. Thanks everybody for playing, and thanks for anyone who watches or listens to this in a podcast form.